In our ongoing series on intellectual property right, in particularly relating to the Copyright Act of 1957 and the Trademarks Act 1999, and also relating to the Patent Act of 1970, and in that connection, already in the series we have discussed up to five important landmark judgments, and in this series today we will discuss about the sixth important landmark judgment, and that is relating to the copyright infringement and trademark infringement of Bajaj Electricals. So the relevant case here we would like to discuss is relating to Bajaj Electricals vs. Gaurav Bajaj 2020 decided why the Bombay High Court so in particularly will make an analytical review of this very judgment. So the very facts of this case relating to Bajaj Electrical Limited, which filed an application for an interim injunction to restrain the defendant, and that is Gaurav Bajaj, who operated two retail electrical appliance stores in Punjab under the name Bajaj as Apna, Bajaj Store, and Bajaj Excellent. In addition to the latter, a domain name which is www.apnabajajtour.com was operated by Gaurav Bajaj, despite having been sent numerous notices. The defendant failed to appear at the court. In light of the above facts, Bajaj prayed for a temporary injunction restraining the defendant Gaurav Bajaj's infringing activities, which comprised the very use of Bajaj's registered trademark, and that is Bajaj, in their business label and the very domain label. The injunction prayed for was to prevent use of that included publishing, reproducing, or communicating to the public or users in any other manner. So let us discuss those issues raised before the Bombay High Court in 2020 relating to whether Gaurav Bajaj's uses of the very term Bajaj constituted an infringement and a passing off of Bajaj's registered trademarks and copyright. So, in that connection, those laws which are involved in this landmark judgment are in particular section 14 subsection C of Copyright Act 1957 and section 14 of the Trademarks Act 1999. So, Bajaj contended that the mark Bajaj was a well-known trademark and has goodwill to several years, being one of the oldest businesses in the country. It was also argued that Bajaj was declared as a well-known trademark by the Bombay High Court in the year 1987 in another important landmark case decided by the Bombay High Court, and that was Bajaj Electricals Limited versus Metals and Allied Products and another, and it was delivered in the year 1987. So, upon hearing the very submission by Bajaj, the bench of Bombay High Court held there was prima facie proof sufficient to show that Bajaj registered trademark and artistic labels where those rights were acquired by Bajaj. Thus, it was held by the Bombay High Court that the impugned trademark label and domain used in respect of the impugned goods or services of the defendant Gaurav Bajaj were nearly identical and similar to Bajaj's trademark rights. So, in light of the above, the bench observed a strong privacy case and granted a temporary injunction in favor of Bajaj Electricals. So now we would like to conclude our analytical review of this very judgment. Bajaj Electricals versus Gaurav Bajaj in 2020, which was decided by the Bombay High Court in light of the trademark infringement of the very domain Bajaj by the defendant Gaurav Bajaj. So, the use of a common surname or family name as a trademark may not necessarily be objectionable, but it is necessary to examine the overall context in which the mark is used to determine whether it amounts to infringement or not, whether the very trademark has accurate distinctiveness, whether it is a well known trademark or infringement of the copyright of that domain of Bajaj. The case exemplifies that a trademark owner can sue for infringement even if their trademark has not been used in the exact form as it is registered, as long as the essential features of the mark have been used. Having reinforced basic legal principles governing trademark infringement, so this landmark judgment delivered by the Bombay High Court has also contributed to trademark jurisprudence for stronger protection for well-known trademarks and those relating to infringement of Copyright Act of 1957. So, the very landmark judgment delivered by the Bombay High Court bench in the year 2020 in this judgment delivered in Bajaj Electricals versus Gaurav Bajaj in 2020, the very application of the laws that was applied by the Honorable Court was relating to Section 14 of the Copyright Act of 1957, also Section 14 of the Trademarks Act 1999.